Welcome to part two of the assignment two advertising critique. So here we have Sophia's poster for Willow the Arrow. And so my eye, right away, Sophia goes to the arrows and the bullseye down here. And then it goes to Willow the Arrow. And then it goes to Monday, October 2nd, and then to Archery Master. So I think it's supposed to go to Archery Master third, but it's okay. Either way is fine. I think it might jump here because of how contrasty it is with those big round letters and the dark blue on the creamy background. But either way is fine. And I love this yellow sprinkled throughout here. I think it's really lovely. The primary color palette, you can't lose with it. It's a wonderful, it's always successful to me. And it looks really nice on this textured background. I love this double frame that you made here. And I really love your use of drawing the eye to these little smaller paragraphs of text using the bow and arrows. It looks awesome. This text is so flourishy inside here in these paragraphs. It really pulls you in to try to read those. And I love the bow and arrows. I'm sorry, just the arrowheads added to all of the horizontal rules. It's really cool. Really nice. Really nice touch. This looks fantastic. Next up is the mailer, and you did a really lovely job reformatting it for the inside, reformatting your poster for the inside of the mailer. It looks really nice. And then this is perfect over here. I love the blue background for a panel and the red background for a panel. It's really lovely. The contrast with the colors that you chose to do the text in is just really eye-catching, super legible, just really smart decision. And I like the little bullseye showing up. That's a really, really nice touch there. And the inside or the address part looks perfect. You laid it out perfectly. It's all wonderful, really nice. And I love the message to meet Willa up close. I think that's a really great incentive. And then here we have your postcard. It looks fantastic. I like that made your arrow, since you had a chance to make your arrow larger or just have one arrow, you did a really nice job putting all the text on the one arrow. And yeah, this is a really lovely scaled down version. It looks really perfect. This over here is a really nice layout as well. And I like the meet Willow up close on the outside of the postcard is really a nice incentive to keep reading. So great looking mock-up, looks awesome. And then here are your digital ads. So here's your lovely Instagram ad. Perfect, everything will be nice and legible there. This looks good too. So on all of these here, the free admission is going to be a bit hard to read. So these aren't quite to scale. So the leaderboard is going to be really large, but I think that you could get rid of this will of the arrow. It's a bit redundant with the logo. So I would just have the logo be nice and large, okay, and get rid of this part. And um, then free admission just needs to be bigger. So if you run into free admission by making it bigger with this font, if you run into information hierarchy issues, then just make all of especially in this skyscraper, just make all of the text much larger and stack it. Like do a line break between the words and stack them, and it'll be fine. There's plenty of room in this skyscraper to do that. And then, we'll be able to read free admission a lot better. And Archer's Arena, we won't have to squint as much. So you even have room to break up Willow the Arrow and stack it. Okay, great. So this, yeah. Yeah, so definitely free admission bigger on all of them, which means you'll probably have to make all the text a little bit bigger, okay? So this is redundant as well. So choose one or the other here, and I would definitely choose the logo. Same with here, okay? Great. And that's it. So we need to see a mock-up of these also. So this Instagram one will be a mock-up of like a cell phone screen on Instagram. And then this banner here is a web banner. I'm sorry, is a mobile banner. So it'll be another screen, another image of a cell phone with like an article with this ad, breaking up the paragraphs of the article on the cell phone screen. And then you can have, if you want, you can combine the skyscraper with the 250 by 250 square and the leaderboard all on one mock-up page. So you just take like a screenshot of a blog post or a website that has advertisements, and then in Photoshop, you know, put these in there. This is going to be a much smaller ad. It's only going to be about an inch by an inch on a screen. So on a computer website screen. So yeah. Okay. Thanks so much, Sophia. Next up is Rianu's Magnus Mirage. And here is your poster, your mailer, and your postcard all on one slide. So let me move this up a bit. There we go. So we're going to look at this poster first. It is so cool. I love it. I love how you evenly distributed the orange throughout the whole thing. It really pulls our eye all around. The first thing I see is the Magnus Mirage, and then I see Vanishing Elephant, and then I go down to Suspended Levitation, then to the date here, and then back up to the front, to the top to see where and when. So I think that's good. I love your use of drop shadows throughout. It's so like Victorian. It's really fantastic. This frame is super cool. I love it. I like that it's like broken up in areas. It's so pretty. And then there's all these embellishments on the lines themselves. And I think they work really nicely with all of the ornament in your logo. It's just a really lovely touch, really nice. And then there's no horizontal rules used anywhere because you use these little lines of text. So effectively, you don't even really need them. So it looks awesome, really beautiful, just really nicely done. I love it. Then over here for your mailer, um, I like how you made these double columns for the Vanishing Elephant and Suspended Levitation, even though, you had to scale down that text so much because you made it in this beautiful double column that's almost reversed. It still pulls our eye to that as one of the main hierarchy sections. So it was really effective, really smart choice there. And I like how you broke up your border and just made a little top and bottom accent. Looks really nice. Really cool. I love it. This is laid out perfectly over here. Looks really fantastic. And these panels being more simple is just it's a really nice balance with the inside, being so full of information. It's lovely. And then this $1 voucher is a really awesome special message. So good job there. Then for your postcard, I'll zoom in here. Um, you really narrowed it down nicely and narrowed down the information, and it's perfect. It turned out really, really cool. Still using that nice double column there, worked out, and then the address panel looks really great. All right, so the next slide has your Instagram ad, and then we have our square ad, the leaderboard ad, the skyscraper, and the mobile banner. Yeah, so this looks really great. I think it's all going to be perfectly legible on Instagram. I like that you used your horizontal logo here. It's really nice. Looks awesome. So this is about to scale of what we would see on a computer screen on a website. So as you can see, this bottom row of text is just not legible. So I think you could totally get rid of it as well as experience the thrill of a lifetime. That's not going to be legible either. And then you'll have a little bit of negative space here. So you can just put right there like $3, kind of big, and I think that'll work out just fine. For this leaderboard, this is going to be much larger than how you have it shown on this slide. So you don't have to change anything here. It's perfect. It'll all be totally legible. The skyscraper, it will be a little bit bigger than that. Let me zoom in. Might be about like that. So you can get rid of these small paragraphs of text because they're not going to be legible. And then our $3, this is all good here. So once you get rid of the small rows of text, you're going to have a lot of extra space. And so what you could do is increase the size of these figures. And with the elephant one, you could probably move this guy a little closer to the elephant. So then the two figures, once you make them bigger, will just take up a lot more vertical space and it'll look really great. And I love what you did with the two-tone there. It's really lovely. For the mobile leaderboard, it will be a little bit bigger than what we see here, but not much. So as you can see, this stuff is not going to be visible on this side. So I would just get rid of that and just put a big old $3 right there, and then you'll be good to go. So let's see if you have any mock-ups here. Okay, great. So here is your poster mock-up. It looks perfect, really nice. And your mailer and your postcard looks great, nice and simple. Yeah, this is good. This is the right scale for a leaderboard. It looks good. And this is a good scale, probably perfect scale for a skyscraper as well. So as you can see, we can't see that tiny text, so just knock it out of there, get it out of there. This is a pretty big size for a 250 by 250 banner. It's only going to be about an inch by an inch on a screen. Obviously, it depends on the screen's resolution and if you're zoomed in or out or whatever. But if you're zoomed at 100%, I mean, if you're looking at it at the screen size that it's the zoom, if you're looking at it, the zoom amount it's meant to be looked at is going to be about an inch by an inch. So you got to get rid of that tiny text and put in the $3 a little bigger, okay? This looks perfect too. This is the right scale, so as you can see, that's not going to be legible. All right. And then this looks perfect. Great, great Instagram mock-up. And overall, really great job. Thanks so much, Rianu. Next up is Anna's. And here's Anna's gorgeous poster. I love it. This, let me see if I can move it over a bit. Oh, come here. There we go. Okay. So this contrast of this creamy colored main color for your font on this super dark blue background is so gorgeous. And I love all of this electric blue popping throughout the whole thing. Your ornaments are so lovely. They're placed so nicely. Everything is so balanced. And I love seeing all the little elements from your logo sprinkled in throughout. It's just really nice. Your use of curved text is like all in the appropriate areas. I love the drop shadows are really effective. All of these horizontal rules and your little cannonballs and diamonds and everything is just so beautifully done. And I love this triple border here with the little, I'm going to say they're cannonballs everywhere. That's just because I want them to be. So they just look so awesome. I love the blue eye. It's really great. So you have your logo down here for some brand recognition. And then up here you have the name of the circus, repeated, but it's nice and large. So it's one of the top information hierarchy things that we look at. And I think that worked out really great. If you were to make your logo really big here, it would be hard to lay out the rest of the info, I think. So it was a really smart choice that you did there. I also like this RSVP for 20% off. It doesn't need to be on the poster here, but it's working nicely. So let's look at the brochure insert. So here it looks like you did eliminate some of the stuff from the poster to make room for all this, and it's really nicely done. Really good job scaling it down. So then here you have your RSVP nice and large, and it's a wonderful call to action, including the website there is really smart. And then over here we've got the date and location looks perfect. And then the address panel looks wonderful. You did a really good job. This looks a bit large, this text, but I mean, all it said was that it has to be a minimum of 12 points. So it's correct. I love the individual borders too. Very beautiful touch. And then here is it flipped over so we can see it. Looks nice, really nice. Thank you. Okay, so then the postcard looks awesome too. I like that you went with a light color so people could just use regular pens to write on it because it'd be hard to write on a dark blue background, right? So that was really smart. This looks so cute. I love this. And you eliminated the logo, which is totally fine because we've got it on the back there. Looks really good. Now we have your ads. So with this ad, Even though it's a large ad, we're looking at it on a fairly small screen when we're looking at it on our phones. So this logo gets lost. So I would recommend, you have such a gorgeous logo that this might be the area to throw the logo back in. I think it'll work fine with the banner. And with this area gone, you can then move it down. You may have to relocate these cannons somewhere, but there's also some room here. You have a lot of really nice negative space in your poster between the border and the text running down, the middle, but you know, you have extra space here to work with as well, like vertically. So I think there's room to have the logo there instead of this version of the name of the attraction. So here with your leaderboard, I'm going to zoom in. Come on, there we go. Because the logo is right next to the Blind Faith Circus text by itself, it's a bit redundant. So I would choose one or the other. I think that this is more legible. I'm not sure how much larger you can make the entire logo itself. What you could do is just eliminate all the flourish and have Blind Faith, the rise part here really nice and big, and then keep this circus part. So that's a kind of a way to like incorporate the logo without incorporating the entire logo. But like I said, you definitely just don't need both of those things there, okay? Then same here with this mobile banner, pick one or the other, okay? Um, yeah. So on this one, because they're so far apart, I think it's totally fine to leave both as is. Like this does get lost, the year and the word but it's brand recognition, so I think it's fine to leave the entire logo at the bottom there. And this all looks really good. Oh, also on this one, we are losing the shape of the cannon. It's becoming a little bit unrecognizable. Like if this is the only ad they were to see of the Blind Faith Circus, they might not really know what those things are that are coming in. And also your alignment got a little bit off. I don't know if it might just be this cannon creeping in, but it does look like it's a bit like the buy tickets is a bit to the left as well as this logo. So just re-look at that. Same with here, Winchester. It looks like everything's a bit shoved to the left a bit and not completely centered. So give that a visit, and then I would maybe scale down these cannons and bring them all the way into the frame. There's room here to do that so that they're a recognizable shape like they are here. Okay, so this is really nicely done. This is perfect. So this is the Instagram ad here. So the Instagram ad is really big. There's room here for your logo if you wanted to. I just realized the other one is this one is your small square. So this is actually going to be a tiny ad. This is only going to be, it's 250 by 250 pixels, so that's only about an inch by an inch on a computer screen. So this isn't quite the right mock-up. That needs to actually be on like a website, like a blog or something like that that has ads on it. And it needs to only be about an inch by an inch on that, huge website. So if that's the case, this logo is completely illegible. So you can just get that out of there and leave this part as is. Okay. All right. Thanks so much. Next up is Taylor's Ariel Angel ads. And this is her beautiful poster here and her mailer and postcard. So let's look at the poster first. It's really pretty. I love this color palette so much. I just, every time I see it, I love it. So remember for this assignment, we're trying not to have any black or gray. So if you could make your birds and the flourish and your drop shadow like a really super dark purple or a super dark blue, and if they are already that color and I'm just not seeing it right on my screen, then forgive me. But overall, I really love your use of the drop shadow continuing down into these two sections. That's a really nice way to balance the heaviness of the drop shadow in the logo. It looks really nice. And you did such a nice job with these small little lines of text sprinkled out. It's just all distributed so beautifully as well as the color palette. is distributed really nicely. So when I first look at this, immediately I see Ariel Angel first, and then my eye goes to Celestial Journey, and then I think it goes down to Gratifying and Defying, maybe because of the drop shadow, because of the contrast there. But then I think I go to the Date next, and I think I go to Source of the Sky after that. So I don't jump up to Bellagio immediately, but that's okay. It's all good stuff. It's all like in a good order. So I think it's working out nicely. And I think your use of horizontal rules is really beautifully done to break up the text really well in the sections. So with your $20, you don't need to have the decimals there. So it could just be, a dollar sign and 20s. Okay. I mean, and 20. Okay, great. So over here for your mailer, looks like you just scaled down the poster, which is totally cool. And then you added this purple border on the sides. You could also, if you wanted to have a little more fun, you could use your um, flourish from your logo and maybe add it in the corners or make a pattern down the sides or something. Obviously, you don't need to, but there's an option there. There's an opportunity for more. You could even reverse it so that it's the creamy color going down the purple, just, if you wanted to. And then this looks really good over here. You've got this laid out perfectly for your address panel. I like this one free large popcorn. That's fantastic incentive. And then you've got all your important information there. Great. So the postcard, you did a really nice job, like editing down your poster to fit on the postcard. It's perfect. And this looks really nice over here too. And you've got your double A's. Awesome. Looks great. Great. Jumped ahead. Okay. Now we have our ads and they look really lovely. So we've got your Instagram ad is nice and big. So then over here in your skyscraper, you added a photo that wasn't in anything else. So for the Instagram ad, that's our biggest ad. You might be able to incorporate that photo and it'll look really nice in there. So that's just something to consider. Obviously, you don't need to do it, but yeah, you can. So with this Instagram ad, like once again, you can get rid of the decimals in your price. These flourishes here, I'm not crazy about only because they are like textured. They don't seem to be the same style as the other flourishes throughout the piece, throughout your poster and your logo. So I recommend getting rid of those. And if you wanted to, you could maybe dissect a piece out of your logo and stick it there instead, or even a piece from this border or something, or just, something else altogether if you wanted to. Uh, so yeah, I think just using this textured one against all these clean, super crispy silhouettes it's just not melding well. Okay. Then over here on your back to the skyscraper. So the skyscraper is actually, it's going to read maybe about this size, maybe even a little bit smaller, probably, maybe like that. So as you can see, these lines of text are just completely not legible. So I would get rid of all that small text. You can even get rid of this part up here, the Las Vegas. Maybe you could leave that. We might be able to squint and read that. So you could leave that. But with this photo here, we can't really tell what's going on at this scale, right? So I would just crop into this photo to turn it into almost a horizontal, I'm sorry, to like a portrait um, orientation, and then enlarge it so it becomes about a third of the poster. And you'll have that room once you get rid of all the small text that we can't read anyway. So consider doing something like that, okay? And then over here, um, with your square, the square is going to only be about an inch by an inch on a computer screen. So as you can see, we lose this bottom row of text. We lose the legibility of that. So I would just put on there $20 or like um, children free, adults $20. That's kind of stacked or something so that we can read that, okay? So there's room if you were to get rid of this border and like move over your logo, you might be able to put children free, adults $20 down the side, something maybe. For this letterboard, the letterboard is going to be nice and large. So we will be able to read everything that's in there right now. So that's cool. So I would just get rid of these, like I said, get rid of those flourishes and replace them with something that's a nice sharp silhouette. Then over here on our leaderboard, the leaderboard is going to be very tiny on a cell phone screen. So you can get rid of all that there and just put 20 bucks, nice and big. And I think that'll work out just fine, okay? Then let's check out. Okay, so we also need to have some mock-ups for these. So if you want to, you can have the leaderboard banner, the skyscraper, and the 250 by 250 square all on one mock-up, meaning like if you take a screenshot of a blog post, of a blog website or a site with ads, then you can take it into Photoshop and you can put all three of them on there on the same one if you'd like to, or you can split it up on separate mock-ups. And then you're going to give us a screenshot of a cell phone that's on an Instagram, um, it's on Instagram, and then you'll show us this as the Instagram post. And then you'll have another mock-up of a cell phone that's like an article with this leaderboard between paragraphs of the article on the cell phone. Okay. Thank you so much, Taylor. All right. And next up we have Emily. This is Emily's Dalmatian Magic Show. And that's I love these photos of the doggies that you made. I'm trying to get this just the right scale so I can. There we go. Okay. So the first thing that my eye goes to, I think, is the word circus. I can't decide if it was the dog down here with Otis versus the Ring of Fire first. It may have been that first, just because we like pictures of people and animals. So yeah, may have been this first, and then it goes to circus, one or the other, and then Dalmatian Magic Show and then our date here. So I think that's a really great job of the information hierarchy. I love these little dogs coming in, and the way you made these extra little panels kind of folding over is a really lovely touch. All these small areas of text look fantastic. The stars and the horizontal rules, and then like these curvy rule lines to connect the stars are just really lovely touches everywhere. And then your balance of orange throughout is perfect. And I love seeing all these little sprinkles of yellow everywhere. So it looks really, really good. Really good. Let's look at the next one. And I like your border a lot. It looks fantastic. So here's your poster mock-up. Good. It's a little large for a poster, but I'll take it. I'll take it. And then over here we have our mailer. Looks really nice. So it looks like you just scaled down the poster and to fit the mailer inside of the mailer, and that's totally cool. Still, everything will be real legible if it was printed out. And then for your back of the mailer, this looks perfect. Good job there with that layout. I love this. This looks really nice. I like how you laid out all the simple information. I love this wide tracking of the downtown New Haven. It looks awesome. And then book your tickets is a really great call to action. I think it's wonderful. Good job with your special message. Then for here is our postcard. Yeah, it looks awesome. I like that you flipped, one side is like a landscape orientation, the other side's horizontal, or I said it wrong. One side is a portrait vertical orientation, the other side is a horizontal landscape orientation, and it looks awesome. And you got your call to action here, you got our price. It's all great, really good. We got our logo on there, and you edited down the info perfectly. It looks awesome. So here's one of your mock-ups for your postcard. And then here we have our Instagram ad. So with this Instagram ad, I like this, urgency of the message that you put on here, and having one night only in white with this gives it like a really fantastic eye-catching contrast. We do need to have our price on here and our date. So make sure you add that, and it looks like a good mock-up there. So once you add that, make sure you update your mock-up. For the square, same thing. I like the one night only, but maybe you can have the date below here and the price, okay? And then for the ads continued, we've got, so that square is going to be small. It's going to be like this big right here, about an inch by an inch. That's the square ad. And the leaderboard is going to be bigger than the banner up. Well, yeah, no, let me think about it. So this is about 90. Yeah, okay, never mind. I think it's about good. So on this, I said banner up, on this skyscraper, you're going to want to get rid of this tiny text here because it's just totally illegible, but everything else can stay and it looks good. We're starting to get a little illegible with this drop shadow there. So you could just get rid of that drop shadow and that'll make that date completely legible. This one down here, our leaderboard, is a large ad, so this will all be perfectly legible. Don't forget to add your price here, okay? And then this one, the mobile banner, it's going to be even smaller than what we see here. So this part does become illegible with that drop shadow. So just eliminate the drop shadow, okay? And then make sure you add your price to this one as well, and that we have mock-ups for all of these. So for the leaderboard, the skyscraper and the 250 by 250 square. If you want, you can have all three of those on one website mockup ad, I'm sorry, page, or you can split them up onto different mockups. And then this Dalmatian, I'm sorry, this mobile banner will be on a mockup of like a cell phone with an article on it, and it'll be between two paragraphs or at the bottom of the screen, something like that. And then you've got a great Instagram mock-up already. All right, thanks so much, Emily. Thank you, everybody. You did such a fantastic job. This was not an easy assignment. There was so much to do and just new ways of doing it. This is a lot of information on a poster, and we've been taught this whole time to have like really clean, um, minimal layout, and you did such a fantastic job at this like new out of our comfort zone layout. I'm so proud of you. It's also legible. You did a fantastic job with the information hierarchy. You all have such a strong grasp on that, and that's just vital for a graphic designer to know. And there's so many out there who don't know that. So I'm so happy that all of you do. Is also the challenge of these small mobile banner ads and the small 250 by 250 square ads, that's something that's a realistic challenge that we all will face in our career of designing. And you did a really great job. So I'm so proud of you all for going from this humongous poster with all this info to being able to edit it down to these tiny little to these little digital ads, and just getting everything like legible, all the important information on there, and looking really great at the same time. So way to go, everybody. I cannot wait to see what you do for assignment 3. Thanks so much.